So 1.6, we're going to talk about inverse functions. So inverses are kind of like opposites of each other, where addition and subtraction are inverses of each other, multiplication and division are inverses of each other. So it's kind of like the opposites, what undoes each other. Important down here is that f of g of x has to equal x, and g of f of x has to equal x for them to be inverses of each other. And remember, f of g is the same thing as saying f of g of x. So these are the same, just written a little bit differently, and g of f of x, which we practiced yesterday in 1.5. So these both have to equal x for them to be inverses. We use this little -1. It kind of looks like an exponent, but it's not an exponent. That is our inverse symbol. So we would label it f -1 of x to call it the inverse. So this is the inverse symbol. Or we could say like y -1 if we wanted to leave it as a y too. Either way would be fine, but make sure you're naming it as the inverse. Bless you. All right, looking at example 3, we want to verify the inverses algebraically. So we have to show that f of g of x is equal to x and g of f of x is equal to x. So both of these things have to be true in order for them to be inverses of each other. So let's find f of g of x first. So what's going to go on the inside here? G of x. So g is going to go inside the x in my f of x function. So we have 2 times the cubed root of x plus 1 over 2 cubed minus 1. Now we have to do some simplifying, see if things are going to undo each other, and see if we're just left with x. So what do we see that'll cancel first here? The cubed root and the cubed. So if you cube root and cube the same thing, they cancel. So we have 2 times x plus 1 over 2 minus 1. What simplifies next? The 2's. So multiplying by 2 and dividing by 2 will cancel each other out. So we have x plus 1 minus 1. And then the 1's cancel. 1 minus 1 would just be 0, so we're left with just x. So f of g of x equals x. So we're off to a good start. Next, we have to show that g of f of x also equals x. So what's going to go on the inside here? F is going to go on the inside. So I'm going to take my function for f, plug it into the x in my g function. So we have the cubed root of 2x cubed minus 1 plus 1 over 2. Now let's see if things will cancel here. What will cancel first? The 1's. -1 plus 1 will cancel. So you have the cubed root of 2x cubed over 2. What cancels next? The 2's. When we multiply and divide by 2, those cancel each other out. So the cubed root of x cubed and the cubed root and the cubed will cancel. So we're just left with x. So g of f of x equals x. So because both of these equal x, we can say, yes, they are inverses. All right, in example 4, we want to verify the inverses algebraically. So it says, which of the functions is the inverse of f of x? So it gives us g and h, and we have to see which one is the inverse. So let's do the same thing that we did in the example above. Let's find if f of g of x and g of f of x both equal x. And then we'll test it for h also. So let's just test g first. So to find f of g of x, what's on the inside here? G. So we're going to pick up g and we're going to put that into the x in f of x. So we have 5 over g of x is x minus 2 over 5 minus 2. Now we have to be careful with canceling things here. There's nothing really that'll cancel right off the bat, but let's try to simplify our denominator. We don't like it when we have a fraction in a fraction. Also, we're adding a fraction and a whole number on the bottom. So let's combine these just to be one term on the bottom, and then we'll simplify from there. So how would I subtract in our denominator here? What do we need when we're subtracting with fractions? Common denominator. So I can make this be 2 over 1, and then we can multiply the top and the bottom by 5, so we get negative 10 over 5. So we have 5 over x minus 2 minus 10 over 5. What can we do to simplify next? Combine like terms. We can leave that 5 up top for now. We get x minus 12 over 5. Keep, change, flip. Awesome. When we have a fraction inside a fraction, we want to keep, change, flip. We're going to keep the top. We'll change to multiplication, and we'll flip the bottom to 5 over x minus 12. Then when we multiply with fractions, we multiply straight across. So 5 times 5 would be 25. And then the x minus 12 just stays on the bottom. Can we simplify this anymore? Do we think we're just going to get x all by itself? No, doesn't look like it. So f of g does not give us x. So let's move on to h and see if f of h will give us x. So g is not an inverse because we didn't get just x. So let's check for h now. So we want to find f of h. So what's on the inside here? H. So we're going to pick up h and plug it into the x in f of x. So we have 5 over x plus 2 minus 2. What simplifies here? The 2. Positive 2 minus 2 would just be 0. So we have 5 over x. What do we do when we have a fraction and a fraction? Keep, change, flip. We're going to keep the top, change to multiplication, and flip the bottom to x over 5. So this would give us 5x over 5. What would this simplify to? Just x. So we're off to a good start. F of h of x equals x. We also have to see that h of f of x equals x. So we need to find h of f of x as well. So what's on the inside here? The f. So now I'm going to pick up the f and plug that into the x in my h function. So we have 5 over x minus 2, and then plus 2. So let's do some simplifying here. What should we do to simplify first? Keep, change, flip. Let's simplify our fraction and the fraction that we have. So we're going to keep the top, change to multiplication. We'll flip the bottom to x minus 2 over 5. So this would be 5 times x minus 2 over 5 plus 2. Do we see anything that simplifies here? the 5s. Multiplying by 5 and dividing by 5 will cancel. So we have x minus 2 plus 2. The minus 2 and the plus 2 cancel, so we're just left with x. So h of f of x equals x. So this means that f and h are inverses of each other because f of h of x and h of f of x both equal x. So f of x and h of x are inverses. So in the first couple examples, we were verifying that two things were inverses of each other's. In the last few examples, we're going to find the inverse. So it's just going to give us one function, and we have to come up with the inverse. We're not going to be graphing inverses of each other, but it is important to know that inverses, the x and the y switch. So if we look at our points here on the graph, the value that's our x is now going to become the y value, and the value that's the y is now going to become the x value. So the x's and y's switch. So when we find the inverse, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to switch the x and y's. Second thing we're going to do is solve for y. So looking at example 1 on the bottom, f of x is just a fancy way of saying y. So that's our y, but it's now going to become x, and the x is going to become y. So we have x equals 5 minus 3y over 2. Now we need to undo everything on the right side to get y all by itself. So we want to isolate the y. What could we do? What could we move first over to the left side? Let's multiply by 2. So dividing by 2 and multiplying by 2 will cancel on the right. So we have 2x equals 5 minus 3y. What should we do next? Subtract the 5. So 2x minus 5 equals negative 3y. Divide by negative 3, perfect. So we get 2x minus 5 over negative 3. Bless you. Now the very last thing that we have to do is we have to make sure that we name this as our inverse. We have to put the inverse symbol. So I need to make sure I put that little negative 1 on the y. If you wanted to, you could change this back to f of x, so we'd put the little negative there. You don't have to. I'm okay with you leaving it as y, but just make sure you include that inverse symbol. It has to have the inverse symbol. You need to tell me that it's an inverse. We could also simplify this a little bit more. So if we wanted to, we could say 2x over negative 3, and then this would be minus 5 over negative 3, which would just be like negative 2x over 3, and this would change to plus 5 over 3. You could write it either way. You might... If this, I don't think any on the WebAssign are multiple choice, but if it was multiple choice on the WebAssign, you could see it like this, or it could pull the negative out front and make it negative 2x plus 5 over 3. These mean the same. Any questions here? Awesome. Let's look at 2. So what's the first thing we have to do here? Switch the x and y. So f of x is going to become x, and x is going to become y. So we have x equals 3y plus 4 over 5. What should we do next? Multiply by 5. So we want to undo everything on the right side, so the 5's will cancel. So 5x equals 3y plus 4. Then what? Subtract 4. So 5x minus 4 equals 3y. Divide by 3. So now that we have the y all by itself, we can say y equals 5x minus 4 over 3. Am I done? We got to put the inverse symbol, so we need to put that little -1 on the y. All right, last one, let's do number 3. What should we do first? Change the x and y. So g of x is going to become x, and x is going to become y. So x equals the square root of 2y minus 3. So now how can we get y all by itself? We're going to square both sides. So if we square both sides, it'll cancel out with the square root. So we get x squared equals 2y minus 3. Not when you square it, and you won't have to with these questions. You'll see some of the ones on the web assign will give you like a domain for x, so you won't have to put plus or minus, but you can just like ignore the domain for the web assign. You'll see when you open up the homework, you'll kind of see what I mean, but it doesn't change the question. What should we do next? Add 3. So x squared plus 3 equals 2y. And then what? Divide by 2. So x squared plus 3 over 2 would equal our inverse. What am I missing? The little -1, that inverse symbol. So this would be our answer. Remember, we could also write it as x squared over 2 plus 3 over 2. Sometimes it can be simplified, like if x had a coefficient and 2 could be divided into that, or if it could be divided into the constant, you might want to separate it to simplify. But here it doesn't simplify in either one, so either way would be fine if you wanted to separate it or leave it together.